Welcome to Potion Sword Run. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Nintendo, but in a good way because I like Nintendo. Just a few things that I learned along the way. Did you know that Animal Crossing was almost named Animal Acres? It's true! According to Leslie, she was a localization manager that worked for Nintendo, or still works for Nintendo, for about 28 years. She worked a bunch of different roles within Nintendo, but her biggest thing is localization. And one of the things that she did was she was in charge, her and her team, of bringing Animal Forest, which was Animal Crossing, down to the U.S. from Japan. They didn't think Nintendo didn't think that it could be done because of all the dialogue, all the characters. The game was specifically tailored for Japan when they first made it back in the day. And she took the task on having to pretty much rename everything. And because sometimes culture things doesn't, Japan is strictly like Japanese, you gotta, be within the culture to understand certain things. And they thought that it wouldn't relate to, Western markets. And it kind of sucks, when you think about it, because you want to play the game the way that it was intended. Like, I wouldn't mind a Japanese style Animal Crossing, sure, maybe put English so I can understand what's going on, but like keep the weirdness, whatever Japanese culture is. Like, I would try a Japanese style Animal Crossing because the horizon that we got wasn't it. But anyways, she pretty much was responsible of changing all the characters' names, all the fruits' names, all the different furniture, pretty much everything in the game had to be changed. And so the name came up. She said that those hundreds and hundreds of names that they came up with, and they couldn't use Animal Forest for some reason. I guess the lawyers said that they couldn't use it for like marketing and selling things. So it just couldn't, like, Animal Forest. It didn't clear with the lawyers. And Animal Acres, I think, had the same problem, but they really wanted to go with Animal Acres instead of Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, like crossing, like you cross paths with animals. I get it. Animal Acres. She was saying because I guess talking about like all the different, how was it? Because the acres that you were growing, or like the acres of like the different parts of the land or something, and just full of animals, something of that nature. So I mean, I think Animal Forest would have been pretty cool. Animal Crossing, I mean, it's fine. Whatever. They kept the animal part. So I mean, yeah, cool. But I guess it's all had to do with lawyers and stuff. But we almost got Animal Acres. Like, what do you like? What do you like? Animal Acres, Animal Crossing, because we're used to it, or Animal Forest. But speaking about localization, like, what do you guys feel like? Would you guys want? I mean, it's their job, but sometimes they change things that it's like, I understand that you want to appeal to the Western market, but sometimes like you don't want the same shit over and over again to appease a certain market. Like, sometimes you want to get some games that are out there, different. And anyways, I thought it was very interesting. Now, besides that, she had an interview in a certain website. I don't know the website offhand. I'll link it if I get it. But she was also talking about Princess Peach, and how that game came to be. She was known as Princess Toadstool in the West, and that's because of the marketing team, who they would. It was like a third-party outside Nintendo marketing team back in the day that would take these characters and try to appeal them to the U.S. And that's why I think Nintendo's lore when it comes to their characters is so like mixed up and doesn't really make sense. Is because before they didn't hold these characters dearly and make sure that nothing happened to them. Before, when they were smaller, before the 64 era, they would have third party marketing teams just try to appeal and sell games or whatever to the Western market, and they're the ones that are deciding on the names of these characters at certain times or what they do. And so that's where Toadstool came, Princess Toadstool. And I know it's because she rules the Mushroom Kingdom. Makes sense, Toadstool. But a conversation between Miyamoto and Leslie they had, and he asked her, "Is Peach name like offensive?" And she said no, but she's known as Princess Toadstool in the West. And he said that he likes the name Princess Peach. And so they decided to name her Princess Peach Toadstool. And the way that they portrayed it was this letter in the Nintendo 64 game where she invites informally Mario to have a barbecue or whatever, a birthday, I forgot what it is. Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. And then she signs it informally, Peach. And so that's when the first time we got to, know her first name, Peach. And I think it makes sense, Princess Peach Toadstool. Toadstool because she rules the Magic Kingdom. But that wouldn't be like her name. That's weird. Anyways, so that's where we got Princess Peach from. And that's where we got Animal Crossing from. It was almost Animal Acres, but the lawyers couldn't, clear it to market it and whatever. Lawyers, localization. But without localization, though, the people out there complaining, we probably wouldn't get games, from Japan or other weird places, even if they changed things a little. And Animal Crossing ended up blowing up. Nintendo didn't think it was going to blow up, and that's why, they didn't, it wasn't a priority to them when they were doing localization and stuff. But it ended up being like a huge, huge game. And I think it personally, like, revolutionized and brought the cozy genre to gamers, made it like mainstream, and then everyone else kind of took advantage in Stardew Valley and the rest goes on. Yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think, Nintendo fans. Any cool little tidbits that you guys didn't know about. If I come across stuff like this, I'm gonna let you guys know just because it's fun. Like I didn't know about Princess Peach and what she, her name and everything. Same thing with Animal Crossing. It's just cool little things to know about the games that you like. And as much as I do shit on the Nintendo Switch 2 for it being just out of touch of Nintendo products and everything that Nintendo used to stand for, I still have a lot of love for the characters. I still have a lot of love for, nostalgia growing up with these video games. And now that I'm older, and when you find out cool little things like this, it's just kind of cool to share. And sometimes you just want to share the goodness, even though, the company is disappointing me. My cat right here keeps on messing with me. I'm going to leave it right there. We're going to leave it right there. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, always be kind to yourself and enjoy your life. And I'll meet you right there. Peace.